I thought the Titans would show up. I thought they would show up.
Right.
Michael Pittman, did you see what he had to say?
No, what?
Michael Pittman Jr. said, basically, we could tell during introductions they didn't want to be here. They didn't want to play today.
Wow.
Which is an indictment of Brian Callahan. Brian Callahan is not going to last. He's not going to last.
Yeah.
He had the whole, I didn't know an elbow down was a catch. And then he called consecutive timeouts yesterday, which we know you can't do.
Yep,
and if you start having your team called out for being not ready and that the players on the other team notice that is not a good look, and it is going to snowball until he's fired.
I mean, it's definitely not a good look. You're right about that. They've definitely had some we went into last year with the questioning of their toughness of their football team, right? That goes back to the head coach. You laid it out perfectly. Some of the things we've seen here early in the year. You're looking at the number one pick of the draft. He's made a few highlight plays, but it's been a struggle. Again, he's an offensive coach. We expect the offense to be a little bit more high functioning that way. And I don't blame Brian Callahan all the way. There's not super talent there, but that's just the reality of the situation. That's going to be the expectations. You start the game off with a 32-yard pick six to Kenny Moore, and you're not a good football team. Well, that's going to deflate a building like the Tennessee Titans in that stadium and that team, which is trying to find a way to believe in something. And then also on top of that, the Colts are one of the hottest teams in the sport right now. I mean, they're functioning at such a high level. Not only is Daniel Jones playing as good as anybody in football, Jonathan Taylor at the running back's playing as good as anybody in football. Their defense is a pain in the butt in making plays. And as I've said a few times here the last few weeks, it's the most underrated skill group of guys in football right now. I don't know why Jonathan Taylor doesn't quite get the respect of all the other top running backs do. We've seen Michael Pittman Jr. is a damn good receiver.
3 years ago, Jonathan Taylor was the consensus number one pick in every fantasy league in America.
I mean, look at this run.
Because he didn't deliver that year, it's like everyone wrote him off, and they're not willing to re-embrace
I think it's the injury.
Weird.
I think it's the injuries. That's like Devin McCourty said that last night in the pod, and I think that's a little bit of that too. Every time he kind of climbs to the top of the mountain, he's disappeared with an injury for an extended period of time, and I think people just not sure what to expect of him, and the consistency is an issue there. But if he stays healthy, you see he's a game breaker. I mean, he's the all-purpose yardage leader right now, right, in the NFL as far as rushing and receiving yards combined. Shane Steichen, as we've always said, great game plans there. But then, I mean, like we said, it's Michael Pittman Jr. It's Alec Pierce, who's one of the best deep threats in football. Josh Downs, Tyler Warren. They got a lot of answers there. And now they got a quarterback who's like, hey, throw it all on me. Tell me, what's your next trick, Shane? How do you want to package these plays? I'll get to the right one. I'll do the right thing. And they're playing such high-level football on that offensive side there that they're putting pressure on teams, and this one just snuck away from the Titans before they could get going.
Daniel Jones does need to be more careful with his body.
Yeah,
he's going to get injured.
Shot,
he's taking too many hits.
Yeah.
We see at least one every week. He needs to be careful there. But you're right, the Colts are for real. I believe now. I thought they'd go on the road against a division rival. Silly for me, I thought the Titans would show up.
Yeah.
If I had known they weren't going to show up, then I wouldn't have picked the Titans to win the damn game. But this is great for the Colts, and it is horrible for the Titans. And the Colts go to L.A. and take on the Rams, and that's going to be the real litmus test. If they can go toe-to-toe with the Rams, and if they can beat the Rams or just keep it close, then they're the class of that division right now. I know the Jaguars have something to say about that.
Yeah, but they are.
The Texans seem lost.
Right, totally.
The Titans are lost. And it's going to come down to the Colts or the Jaguars this year.
Yeah.
So far. A lot can change.
Right.
But we're already seeing enough evidence to say, okay, which teams have it and which teams don't. And the Colts fall into the category of teams that have it, and the Titans fall into the category of the temes that don't.
Yeah, clearly. You said it right. The Colts are the best team in the South right now. I think we look at Jacksonville and go, hey, they got potential, and they should be sitting here 3-0. But it hasn't been as smooth and a well-functioning machine to what we've seen the Colts and their capabilities. One other thing, too. This is what happens. I just thought this was an interesting part of the game, right? It's 20 It's 17-6 at this point. I just want to make sure I get this right here.
Are you referring to the end of the first half?
I'm referring to the 62-yard field goal, right? It was 17-6.
Here we go. Let me read this to you.
Yeah, please
Let
do.
me read this to
because
you.
this was a panic situation and a bad situational call, I thought, by the Titans, that you couldn't win the game there, but you could lose it, and they lost it right there.
The Titans down 17-6 at the time, seemed content with going into halftime with a long field goal try. But they botched that by being indecisive, which ultimately resulted in a timeout, a delay of game, and then a missed field goal. Making matters worse, the Colts got the ball and then quickly got into position.
The 62-yard field goal. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But that, what I just read,
yeah,
that came from the Titans official website.
Jeez.
The guy that covers the team and is paid by the team to cover the team put a fork in the team, and everybody saw it. Like, we understand these guys can make the long field goals now, but like, you can't be stupid.
No, it's 17-6. You're not a very good football team. It wasn't a great first half, but you're still in the game. Hang in there, punt the ball, pin them down there. They're not going to take a chance either. They're going to go into the half at that point. Instead, they kick the 62-yard field goal. They miss it. The Titans make 2 plays. It's all bam. We're going to get a field goal and go up 14 at the half here. And just go into halftime with, you guys might have had a little momentum going, hey, we didn't play our best. We threw a pick 6, but we're only down 11. We're okay. It's only 2 scores. To like, man, we messed that up. We're down 14, and it just totally takes the wind out of your sails. And, that was, I thought, a big moment in the football game for the Tennessee Titans.
That's the problem with having these cyborg kickers that we all just assume are going to bang from 55, 60 now automatically. Because if you miss a 60-yard field goal, the other team's got the ball at midfield.
Yeah.
And maybe they need to go back to the rule where you get the ball at the spot of the snap, not the spot of the kick, because we're now at a spot where, and I remember, like, I was fascinated by the idea of the 14-point swing. When you're about to score a touchdown, pick 6 goes the other way, 14-point swing. This is an easy 6-point swing. And a 6-point swing can affect the outcome of a game. Now, here it was 21-point margin, but in that moment, 17-9 versus 20-6 at the halftime has a much different feel to it. And it would have been better to just go in 17-6.
17-6, that's right. So the risk wasn't worth the reward right there. And really, to me, that totally took the wind out of the sails of that stadium, the Titans, and it didn't feel like they ever recovered after it.
They need to turn something around quickly, or Brian Callahan is not going to last. We already knew going into the season he was hot seat-ish because new general manager Mike Borgonzi and Chad Brinker, now the guy who's in charge of everything, because they've got this, Game of Thrones going on there where whoever gets the owner's fancy gets the keys, and then that person falls out of favor and somebody else gets the keys, and it's a shitty way to run a football team if that's what's truly going on. But for now, it's clear Brian Callahan doesn't hold the cards. Brian Callahan doesn't have the keys, and his key card is going to be deactivated sooner rather than later. Okay. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.